Hello and welcome to Cambo Stories, a series of podcasts where we hear from people who recently visited Cambo with a story to tell. In this episode we'll be hearing from Charlotte Flower. Based in Perthshire, Charlotte has the challenge of spending her days with chocolate. I know. She recently attended the Cambo Summer Wild Food Festival, and I had the opportunity to find out a little about her chocolates and her process for selecting flavours.
Yeah, so the meadow sweet, what is it called, Myrrhus odorata, which is ubiquitous right across Scotland. It grows, it likes damp places, so it just grows everywhere. And it's sort of like the back note smell to summer, because it comes out in July. And so people don't even know the plant. When they taste the chocolate, they go, oh, it tastes like a summer picnic, because it's there, it's always there. And it's just not very used, but it's got gorgeous, complex, aniseedy, almondy, floral. It's just amazing, actually, and it works really nicely with white chocolate, from my point of view. I also do it as a ganache, so I've got it in a lovely white chocolate ganache, but with a little bit of gooseberry jelly, just to balance the sweetness, if you want to try that. So our ganaches are seasonal, and they change from week to week. So they're made with fresh cream, which means they've only got a 2-week shelf life. So whenever I make a batch, which is usually weekly, I look to see what's in season, what's in the garden, what's in the wild. And so those 4 flavours are made to make a nice selection of 4 flavours. So every week they're changing over the year. Oh
wow! So these cubes,
so these
that's the ganache.
Yeah, they've got a dark chocolate shell with a ganache filling. Yeah, it's a lovely soft confection of cream and chocolate, and I infuse the cream with the flavours. So that one's infused with basil.
Wow, that's really unusual.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is in a really good way. Yeah.
I've tried fresh coriander, fresh basil, wild fresh mint, rosemary, thyme, oregano, wild garlic even. They all work beautifully with chocolate.
Wow.
And it's just a simple infusion. So it's the cream just picks up enough, and they just seem to work, mainly with milk chocolates actually. They work really nicely. But the basil is an absolute rare. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. Wouldn't have expected that at all. And yeah,
no.
It's the flavour is really clear. You're not losing any of the ganache or the chocolate, but the basil is right there as well. That's amazing. So
that and using natural flavours and infused flavours, if it's been made with an oil or an essence, it sort of dominates. Whereas if you just use an infusion, it's just enough. And what I'm looking for is lifting the chocolate, is a marriage of different flavours, and don't want one to overpower the other. So, and I find just using natural and infused flavours, it's quite difficult to overwhelm the flavour of chocolate. And so it's just it's just continually always looking out for something different, something new. This year it was gorse flour. I finally stopped looking for coconut and gorse flour and just allowed myself to just go, well, what does it taste of? No, I can't get the strong coconut that I wanted, but what does it actually taste of? And then I realised it was sort of honeyed and caramelly and delicious in its own way, but the coconut just disappears. That's what I do.
Excellent. So whereabouts are you based?
Up in Highland Perthshire, south side of Loch Tay, and that's where I forage on the whole. And the seaweed is from seaweed foragers, so Mara and others. I don't forage my own seaweed, and they dry it and they know what they're doing, so that works really well. But everything else I forage myself.
And how do you mostly sell?
Markets, farmers markets and things, and direct sales. I have an online shop. It's charlotteflowerchocolates.com.
Thank you very much. That's really good.
Thank you.